Microphone check, can you hear me? Check. Microphone check, can you hear me? A lot of people would leave that off, but not me. This is just how I roll. Bonjour, amigos. Bobby Noname, DJW No Name, whatever. Maybe one day I'll change my handle to Lee M. Cardholder, but first I have to improve my credit, which I suppose is a joke that only makes sense if you watch credit card commercials very, very carefully. Forgive me if this podcast is a little rough. I haven't been to one rehearsal, but I am going to try to do at least one of these lo fi, quasi visual podcasts per week. I'll warn you, I'm a slow starter, but usually a fast learner. But who knows, maybe I'll waste 7 minutes of your time every week. We'll see. My goal this week is to have 6 views on the YouTube, which puts me in direct competition with this sleeping spider, but maybe someday I'll be able to say, in your face, sleeping spider, in your face. Anyway, since it's been a while since many of us has last spoke, here's a little update. And email me your updates so we can get up to speed. After a decade away from academia, I went back to school and completed my degree at the very stuffy sounding yet fantastically awesome. I'm so glad I did it. The Edward R. Murrow College of Communications at Wazoo, one of the nation's best. In fact, this is me making my non drinking parents have an 8 a.m. mimosa at the little slice of heaven known as the Coog on the day I graduated. I'm a broadcast journalism man now, real life degree, Bachelor of the Arts. Now I'm armed with the new ability to be denied employment by radio and TV entities alike, so wish me luck in that endeavor. I did minor in political science, something I've always had a passion and curious about. However, it's done nothing to illuminate my understanding of Sarah Palin, other than to reinforce that I'd much rather have dinner and cocktails with Michelle Obama, because she's happening. Other news, this is huge. I have a 1 year old baby boy now. His name is Mahmoud Mukmad Balwinder Paul Abdul Sharif. We just call him Isaiah. We almost named him Orifice. I don't really know what that means, but what a delightful word. Really rolls off the tongue, almost Shakespearean. Orifice. What else is new? I used to broadcast from a state of the art studio, beautiful view. Now I share a $30 Best Buy USB microphone with this young lady. I'm pretty sure my sweet dulcet tones have been a little creamier in the past, but as I said, we'll make do. I currently reside in a sleepy Rhode Island beach town, which sounds awesome until I realized I live in a sleepy Rhode Island beach town. On one hand, no matter where you go in the world, where you go in life, good people are good people, and we have lots of great, amazing family here. But of course, I miss the West Coast. I'm a West Coast guy, but whatever. I still miss Michael Jackson, and I guess I've done okay this far. I certainly knew what I was getting into. It's not like this is my first time back east or in southern New England. I've been to visit Rhode Island 15 times over the last 10 years. My wife is from here, Tifa's from here, including once a month for the last 5 as my family's been here and I've been finishing up school. Which reminds me, a random side note, I've spent a lot of time in airports and on planes lately, probably more than in my life. And somehow, curiously, every single flight, every last one, I sat next to an adorable and otherwise lovely plus size lesbian who unfortunately mad dogged the armrest like it was a phallic genie lamp with Tegan and Sarah inside. It was very unbecoming. Anyways, I've been to visit Rhode Island so many times. It's by no means a culture shock, but it did take me a minute to get in the right frame of mind, but now I'm used to it. For example, feel free to insert your own dumb impression here. I, however, choose to abstain. But on the East Coast, out here especially, you're way more likely to hear the phrase busted my balls. And don't get me started on wicked. They still say wicked here. It's wicked hot. It's wicked humid. The Patriots are wicked something. Tom Brady's hair is wicked, blah, blah. And perhaps most alarming to me as a West Coast young man who spent most of my life in Spokane and Seattle, you can't wear crisp white sneakers to the club like any club, which goes against everything I stand for as a man and an American. But who knows, maybe my dream is to be the Martin Luther King of kicks. I think history has indeed taught us that discrimination of any kind is wrong, except of course for Russians or Sean Hannity, then it's totally acceptable. There are lots of things that I love being out here. As I mentioned, I love my family. They are terrific, also terrific, maybe equally so. Sorry, family. The food, pizza strips, pizza. And really, all Italian food in general out here is so good compared to Washington State. The Italian bakeries, I've been eating more cannolis than Polly Walnuts or Lights Out. And anecdotally, I don't like pizza or pasta sauce from the jar. I like to get the packet and the tomato paste, and you mix it with the water and the oil, and you do it yourself. None of the grocery stores, none of them sell that. Because the notion that someone in your family doesn't know how to make bangin' sauce from scratch is borderline sacrilegious. And then you got the hot wieners and the soggy dogs. The best hot dogs in the world are out here. More flavors of sausage than the thunder from down under. Dell's lemonades, clam cakes, crab cakes, the chowder, live lobster tanks at the grocer, lobster rolls, the clams and oysters. I mean, they're good in Seattle, but out here they're so big and they're so good. Kind of like Kirstie Alley's hiding place, room for three Thetan-hating friends in the entire L. Ron Hubbard catalog. Which reminds me, on the religious tip, although I am not a Scientologist, I'm a Methodist now. You know what I started doing the last few months before I moved here? I think I just gave you a hint. Some of you might find an odd fit for me. I certainly kind of found it an odd fit for myself at times. But I was going to church every single Sunday. It was a great way to spend some time with my grandma, who I adore, and, truth be told, a good way to start the week. As I mentioned, I'm a Methodist now, which surely delights God. I wonder what he was doing when he heard the good news. I've always been fascinated by religion, even when I abstained from any faith, really. But I found even most atheists, which is most of my friends, find it interesting and worthy of debate, and in fact makes for fascinating conversation. I am by no means a theologian, because I went to church every Sunday for 5 months. And as with all things in life, I have far more questions than answers. Luckily, I think for all of us, I ran Bloomsday, which is like a 12K road race, jogging, with my pastor and 56,000 of our closest friends. So me and my pastor, Pastor Mike, we're like mad tight now. So I've emailed him the following questions, and he'll get back to us for next week's Lo-Fi Quasi-Visual podcast. Number one, why are Methodists so awesome? As people ask me that, I have no idea other than my grandma's one. Number two, as Methodists, where are we on the gays? This is pivotal for me. And number three, also pivotal, do Buddhist monks go to heaven? Because if they don't, I'm not sure I get it. So that'll be for next week, but a few random notes. Until then, I'll always be a one-line dance man, and with no intended disrespect to the tush push, I practice line dance monogamy with the hokey pokey. River Monsters' Jeremy Wade really is the most interesting man in the world. And guess what, Cialis? If I have an erection lasting longer than 4 hours, I'm not the one that'll need medical attention. And adult beverage Jeremiah Weed, you must have the same ad agency as Clean Coal, because there is no such thing as a premium malt beverage. Before I go, music to investigate this week, The Soliloquists of Sound, Ryan Adams' cover of Wonderwall. I'm always skeptical of covers, but this is brilliant. And in the same vein, Jamie T's cover of Springsteen's Atlantic City. That does it for this week's podcast. Until next time, Mecca ho. Bye-bye. You can hit me up on email or the Facebook. Peace out, party people. Peace out.